This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Excitement at an all-time high as the IAAF relays get underway tomorrow here at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. Among the contenders this year, Canada in the men's 4x1 and the USA in the women's 4x4.
Of course, it's going to be a little bit more pressure. People are looking at me that think that I'm the next one, but I think it's more motivating for me because I'm young and I still have a lot of work to do in this sport to be able to be the best.
We definitely came to defend our title and go after not only the gold in the 4x4, but the golden baton for the entire meet.
Also looking to make some noise, Team Bahamas.
I think the main thing is just having the coaches put together the best people on the team. We have a few great athletes that came down on the team, and it's just allowing those great athletes to compete. We have a lot of young people on the team as well, so it's just trying to get our feet wet, not focusing too much on who has experience, but more of who has faster times and who can actually allow the team to qualify.
It's just not one person, all the pressure on one person, but hopefully we all go out there, we all perform well, and we bring home a gold medal.
Caribbean athletes have definitely made their mark on the World Relays and track and field as a whole. IAAF President Lord Sebastian is a former athlete himself, so he knows full well the dominance of the region.
I can't remember a time when, the Don Quarries and the Merlinottis and, the great athletes from the Caribbean weren't dominating the world stage. And actually, if you look at where many of the athletes and their families originate, you'd be hard pressed to say that there's been an Olympic winner at the 100 meters, other than probably Valeri Bortsov or maybe Alan Wells, that hasn't had a Caribbean background in one way or another.
In addition to being in town for the World Relays, the IAAF president was also at the Carifta Games in Curacao, and he gave his take on the competition.
This is the third time that I've seen the championships. Each one, I think, gets better, and the level of talent that surfaces in these championships and then goes on to do great things at international level is really extraordinary.
The IAAF president may have been the most influential person at the Carifta Games, but as Charles Fisher tells us, there were others there as well who had some pull of their own.
Many college coaches were on hand to scout the talent at the Carifta Games. One other special connection to Team Bahamas, former triple jumper Norbert Elliot, head assistant coach at Purdue University, where fellow Bahamian Rolando Green is the head coach.
We're doing really well. I was here last Carifta, and they did well again. And I think the future once again looks bright for the Bahamas in track and field. I'm even more excited about what's to come next year as we're going to host the Carifta Games.
3 Bahamians on the Boilermaker roster: Devin Charlton, Kamisha Cox, and Keanu Penniman.
Not only are they doing well athletically, but more importantly, they're doing well academically. They're all majoring in really substantial majors, and they're going to make us proud, not only from an athletic standpoint, but from an academic standpoint as well. And that's the most important thing.
Bahamian college coaches have made their presence felt at the collegiate level, with over a handful at the D1.
The head coaches realize that we do have talent not only from an athletic standpoint, but from a coaching standpoint. And I think it's a strategic move on their part. If they can get a Bahamian coach to coach with them or for them, then perhaps that assistant coach can go on and recruit young talents from not only the Bahamas, but from the Caribbean. The coaching aspect and the recruiting aspect never changes. The weather changes, of course. It was a bit of an adjustment, going from down south to up north, but we've got a beautiful indoor track, and so I tell people that it's always 80 degrees indoors in January, so that's not a problem at all.
Norbert Elliot, a Bahamian coach making a mark not only in the U.S., but on Bahamian athletics as well. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
The Bahamas has definitely shown its ability in the pool over the past few years, winning 3 of the last 4 Carifta titles. However, President of the Bahamas Swimming Federation, Algernon Cargill, believes we can do even bigger things, but more has to be done in the school system. Right now, only the private schools have a meet, and even that is watered down.
That is more or less a fun meet. And we want that meet to grow in success and seriousness as the B3As has done with their national track and field championships. Unfortunately, in the high school curriculum, swimming is not a sport that receives attention. But with the success of our Carifta team, as well as the success of our water polo team, we're hoping that these sports can grow in the high school curriculum. So I want to use this opportunity to appeal to the BISS as well as the government schools to embrace swimming more, allow the Federation to come in and run that meet, improve the standard.
The New Providence Women's Basketball Association's Best of 5 championships back on court last night at the Donald Davis Gym. The Bahamas operators up 17 points in the third quarter, but the career builders Cheetahs never went away. The Cheetahs get back in the ball game, and after a seesaw fourth quarter, it would be the Cheetahs coming out on top 87-81 to take a 2-0 series lead. Leisha Grant once again leading the way in the win with 24 points. Felicia Kelly had 20 in the loss. Game 3 is tomorrow night, and it's win or go home for the operators. The Bahamas Baseball Federation Nationals will take place June 22nd through the 25th in the nation's second city, Freeport, Grand Bahama, and this year's tournament will be held in honor of recently retired pro Anton Richardson.
You know, we want to let him know that we appreciate him. He has done a tremendous job in the growth and the development. He's been a leader to all these young men that are coming up behind him. He's been an inspiration for them in respect of on and off the baseball diamond. So anytime you want to emulate somebody in baseball, Anton Richardson is the man.
In the near future, the BBF hopes to bring the Nationals back to the capital once the Andre Rogers National Stadium is complete. But according to BBF President Teddy Sweeting, the main stadium isn't really his concern right now.
Baseball is not a sport that you can build a stadium and expect to be successful at it. You got to have the auxiliary fields around that stadium to be successful, because you can't bring in high schools or colleges here and you don't have any other place for them to practice, prepare for, and then to go play in the stadium. We're keeping our fingers crossed in respect that they will be done and completed at the same time that all of the work is done on the stadium. Right now, with all of the cranes and stuff that has to be in the vicinity, you can't really get started on the auxiliary field.
One final reminder, the IAAF relays get underway tomorrow here at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. A lot will be on the line as countries from around the world try and qualify for this summer's World Championships in London. And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned to check on weather, still to come.